In this video, we're going to go through 3.3.1 elimination. On the review, it accidentally says 3.2.1. This one is a 3.0, so that should be changed. So this says determine the point of intersection for the given system. So whenever we are solving a system, we have two choices, substitution or elimination. Substitution, I would look for an x equals or y equals or something that would be fairly easy to get by itself. All of these x's and y's have coefficients in front of them, so it would take a couple steps to get them by themselves. So then I would start to look at elimination. In elimination, you want to look for x's being lined up, y's being lined up, equal signs, and constants. And you want to look for something that might be easy for you to get that way if it's not already that way. Ours is lined up. But then the next thing we check is if I add up and down, which is my next step of elimination, will something go away? And that is not true for this one. So we have 3 and 0.5, those will not cancel each other, and then -6 and 0.7, those will not cancel each other. So we need to fix it and make it that way. We basically have two choices. We can look at the x's or we can look at the y's. Immediately off to the bat, I see this 0.7, and I think that will be really difficult to fix. And so I then want to look at the x's. Basically, you look at the bigger number, so 3. And if this one's a positive 3, I ask myself, well, what would I need the bottom to be for it to cancel? And that answer is a -3. Then I figure out, okay, if I have 0.5, so I have 0.5. I want to know, what do I multiply by to get -3? Well, if you know that off the top of your head, that's great. If you don't, you can very quickly just divide by 0.5. So it's kind of like solving like your own equation. And when you do -3 divided by 0.5, you get -6. So our mystery number, what we should multiply by, is -6. So we're going to multiply everything in this equation, and we're going to write our new one off to the side. So -6 times 0.5 gives me -3x. -6 times 0.7 gives me -4.2. And -6 times 15 gives me -90. Then nothing changes with the top equation. I'm just going to bring it over here so I can start elimination. So before I even start this process, I want to make sure that something will cancel. Now that I have +3 and -3, I know that it'll cancel, so I can add up and down. So 3 and -3 go away. -6 plus -4.2 gives me -10.2. Y equals, and then 39 plus -90 gives me -51. So then my last step, I want to divide by -10.2, and I get y equals -5. So that is only half of my answer, so I now need my x value. So I can plug it into any of the original or these two that I kind of messed with. I'm going to go with the top one because that one doesn't have any decimals. I think that would probably be the easiest. So I'm going to do 3x minus 6 times -5 equals 39. So -6 times -5, 3x is going to be plus 30. Subtract 30 from both sides. To get 3x equals 9. And divide by 3 to get x equals 3. So our solution, our point of intersection, is 3, -5.